So, I started losing my hair today. And I've been noticing that my hair grows. I didn't notice this recently. This is something I've known for a long time. My hair grows really fast. And, I decided to go to my Power Do about 6 months ago or so. And I've been buzzing my head, nothing in relation to cancer, to all but a razor like this. And just recently, before cancer, I was just wearing it just a hair longer than completely bald because I kept nicking myself. And I just was being a little vain about possibly leaving a scar or something, not being able to grow hair. And so I buzzed my head, I think, like 3 weeks ago before chemo again. And I need to buzz it on average, like to keep it the length or the shortness that I like it, which is literally almost bald. I need to cut it about once a week and to keep it that length that I like. And so I haven't cut it in like 3 weeks, and I've noticed it's significantly slowed in growth. And because normally, I would get here no later than the 10-day mark, maybe even, 9-day mark. I would be 8-day, 7-day. I would have a lot of hair. And I haven't cut my hair in 3 weeks, and I've just been like, wow, my hair growth has really slowed down. And then this morning, bless my mom's heart. So this morning I was on FaceTime with my mom, and I had my notebook in front of me, my calendar, and I had, I also rub my head a lot. Just, I don't know, it's like my thinking man pose or something. And it's also soft, like my hair's soft, which is kind of cool. And so I was rubbing my head and talking to my mom, and then I looked down at my notebook, and I'm working on my calendar and stuff, and I looked down at my notebook, and I thought, where did all those pencil marks come from? Because, just little short, they were all over my calendar. And I was like, where did all those pencil marks come from? And then I realized it was all my hair. And this thing just got real on a whole new level. And it's not about my hair. I don't care about my hair. It's just, wow, So, I'm going to shave my head today because I don't want to be randomly depositing little shards of hair in things. And also because, just because, I'm going to go back to my Power Do, because this isn't really my Power Do. So go back to my Power Do. And I think more than anything, I just don't want you all to see me sick, I don't want to hurt you or scare you more my kids than anybody in my family. And I just really wish that somehow I could spare you this, and I can't. So for now, I'll cut my hair and we'll see how the rest of it does. I don't even know really why I'm upset. I think it's just very real, and I haven't even turned the clippers on, and I'm looking at a bunch of hair. It's just real, in a very different way. It's just real in a very different way. And why am I sharing this? I'm a sharer, and it helps me process. And you love me and I love you. And, you know, you want to be here for this moment. I know you do. And so, you know, I'm super grateful in a lot of regards. You know, I was talking to Mom about how grateful I am in a lot of regards that COVID's here and nobody can come along and nobody can do any of these things with me. And I don't look pitied or nobody feels sorry for me. It's just normal. And it's crazy that I'm so like social and emotionally wired and so relationally wired, but there's a lot of me that is very kind of solitary. There's a lot of me that's very much like, okay, I need to focus and I need to do this, and I don't need to be emotionally aware of the person next to me or how they're doing or what they need in this moment or what they need in this time. And it doesn't make me selfless. It's just how I'm wired. And you know, I don't feel like I can go in these environments and I can be me alone doing what I need to do. And it is really good for me. And for me, there's a lot of these things I would choose to do alone, you know. You know, I would choose to do alone. And then, you know, you feel the need to not hurt other people by not making room for them in this process or whatever. And COVID alleviates a lot of that for me. And I'm sad for all the people that it traumatizes more, because most people aren't like that. Most people, it is better for them to have somebody alongside them. And I share life and I have you all alongside me. You know, I do in every capacity. But there's some things for me, you know, I can share it. I can share it in a video. I could share it in real time. I could cry with you. I could tell you exactly what I'm feeling and thinking, but there's just something different about doing it, you know, with your support and your encouragement and your love, but also being wholly present for myself. I don't really know how else to explain that. And so, you know, I don't want anybody feeling any sort of sadness or anything for my, you know, like, I don't even know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I decided to record my first haircut. That is my power do, but also because I'm losing my hair. And so, you know, it's funny, this like surrogate feeling of like heartache that so many people feel in this moment, like how traumatic it is for them. You know, and for me, it's hard just because it makes this whole cancer thing sink in on a different level, but it's not hard because of my hair. You know, it's not changing my identity. It's not changing how I feel about myself or how I view myself or how I see myself as beautiful or strong or capable. And for so many people, this process of losing your hair is losing your identity. And you know, and I'm so very grateful. Like in this moment, all I feel is just a huge amount of just real empathy for those people, because if I don't give a rip about my hair and my preferred do is bald and I can lose my hair, and in that moment I lose my hair, it was like a train went through me. And if I, who don't care about my hair, could feel that way, can you imagine how that person feels who has this very key identifier taken from them, in addition to having the freight train reality that I had? So, I don't know, I guess like in solidarity with that person, you know, I shaved my head today for a little bit of a different reason. You know, yeah, it's my power do, but it's also my cancer cut, I guess. So, decided to do this one for myself and share it with you and record it and kind of talk through. And if what I can do through sharing is create some sort of awareness, you know, maybe that's beautiful. You know, maybe I can articulate something or share something that maybe somebody doesn't feel safe or comfortable sharing. And maybe the next person you know or love that loses their hair and they're having this meltdown over it, and you're trying to tell them it's just hair, it'll grow back. you know, maybe I can articulate something that helps, you know, I don't know. Anyway, so thank goodness for getting back to the Power Do. And thank goodness for learning and supporting my niece and helping create awareness for when my niece had leukemia, and I shaved my head then for her. Thank goodness for discovering that it was my Power Do. So thanks, Tyler. You know, and for all the people that this isn't their Power Do, I celebrate you. I say screw cancer because it's taking something from you, something else from you. And maybe for somebody, dude, this is like, it's like a gerbil went to my head. It'll turn out, I think. It's okay. You know, maybe this helps you to Power Do. So, I'll tell you something hilarious. Well, maybe I shouldn't share this. Nah, I'm not gonna share it. Let me think. So my kids and I have some really off-colored, amazing humor. I think it adds to the amazingness of us and the dynamic of our family. And we talk about very, very explicit and real things, and we also joke about all those very explicit and real things. And since Britton was little, actually I don't want to say little, that's not true. Anyway, one of his like joke things is to draw. Anyway, long and short of it is that one time when Britton was cutting my hair for me, just like cutting, it had gotten long, and he was like, oh, I should cut something in your head. I was like, I don't care. And he did one of his little drawings in my hair. It was freaking hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. So, freaking hilarious. I love us, love my kids, love my family, love my friends. Like, you guys, you know, you all sit there and like, oh, you're so, you know, Jenny. And my thing is, it's you guys. Like, you guys are so amazing. You know, you guys are so stinking amazing. Like, ow, these are new clipper blades. I got them for doing Maylee's head shaving. And I got them for doing Maylee's head shaving, and dang, I forgot how dull mine were. So, anyway. This is usually where I nick myself, right here. I don't know why or how, but every time I'm like right there behind that right ear. I think I get a little too like, it's tricky getting the angle right. So Monday is my next chemo. Like every third week I have a 3-drug chemo, and every third week I have a 3-drug chemo. Ow, shah! I'm pretty sure I nicked myself on that one. I need to pay a little closer attention. That one got me a little bit. Ow.
I've got a couple of red marks where I got a little close. You see one right there too. It's okay. You put lotion and stuff on it, and tomorrow it's all good. Except for that one, that one's probably gonna smart right there. So Monday I have another my second 3-drug chemo day. So my cycles are 21 days so long as everything stays on schedule, and I get chemo every week. Well, every 22nd day of the cycle, so every time I finish 3 weeks, I start the cycle over again, and I get another. So I'll have Taxol, which is what I get every week. I'll have carboplatin, which is what I get every 3 weeks. And then I'll have the clinical trial drug, which is, I'll have the clinical trial drug, which is either atezolizumab, which is the thing to boost my immune system, to help my immune system fight the cancer too, or a placebo. So when I say I get 3 drugs, technically speaking, I quite possibly could only be getting 2. So I just want to be really clear about that. So I noticed on my first chemo week, it could have been like just the adjustment to the first time having chemo, but I felt much different on my first chemo week than I did the second and third weeks, even though my chemo reactions have been like exceptionally mild. The most notable symptom that I haven't had these past 2 weeks, and maybe that's acupuncture, maybe it's exercise, maybe it's my nutrition, because I've been going not overboard, I've been responding. I've been really working on the stuff that the integrated medicine team has shared, an anti-inflammatory diet and all that other stuff. So it's quite possible that I haven't had those things because of the other things I'm doing. But I have a feeling that carboplatin maybe is the one that that maybe made me feel that like head pressure stuff. And it's not a headache, it really is like, just kind of feels like my brain's swollen and like sloshing around. I mean, for lack of a better explanation or experience, it kind of feels a little bit like I have a mild concussion. Like, it's not a headache, it's just like, oh, a little sloshy. Now, the good thing about it is that what I discovered they talk to you over and over and over again about how physical activity being a huge remedy for the major side effect being fatigue. And so I've just taken everything that they say to heart and try to like blindly do it. And it has proven very, very helpful. And so in doing the physical activity piece, I came across the fact that it alleviated that brain pressure kind of situation. So I'm interested to kind of see what symptoms present themselves next week with the carboplatin, with the 3-drug week. And again, 3-drug could be just 2. Sorry, I'm inhaling a little here. The 3-drug could actually just be 2 drugs. But the other thing too is that, like I've said to you guys before, the carboplatin is a drug that I'm on. It's a drug that they put people on when they're like, my words, not their words, like a little more high risk or a little bit more aggressive cancer, or maybe a little bit further along in the staging. And so I'm not exactly any of those things, but I'm kind of like teetering on those things, if that makes sense. And so they decided to add the carboplatin. What the carboplatin does in triple negative breast cancers, as I understand it, so if there's doctors or something listening and they're like, lady, you got this all wrong, I'm just going to go ahead and apologize. But in triple negative breast cancers, so with cancer, the way I recall it being explained to me is that, sorry, I get hot. The way that I recall it being explained to me is that X amount of cancer, I don't know if it's breast cancer or cancer in general, is like the cell was kind of like normal at some point in time, and then it's programming or something goes awry and it just starts multiplying faster than what it should.
And so with a triple negative breast cancer, but there's nothing wrong with like the genetics of that cell as best they can tell. So with a triple negative breast cancer, evidently what they found is that there is something wrong with the programming of the cell, like the genetics of the cell. And so what the carboplatin does is it, sorry, hairdressers, how the heck do you do this, man? Anytime I cut my own hair, I'm like inhaling it left, right, and center. Like seriously, I don't even know how y'all do it. So what the carboplatin does is it attacks the cell at that genetic level. It compromises the cell on a deeper level, and then I guess the Taxol goes in and like wipes it out. And I think I've explained that a couple of times previously, but just to say that one of the things about the carboplatin is that it's really, really hard on your red blood cell count. And so I'll get 4 doses over 12 weeks of the carboplatin, and a possible thing that we're going to need to do is do a blood transfusion at some point, which is fine. But along the way, like your red blood cells carry oxygen, create greater fatigue if you don't have that oxygen supply coming through, and that's more exercise and physical activity to help address that, which is fine. I'm kind of interested to see what this next week presents. This past week, these past couple of days, I feel a little more fatigued, but it could be like a long list of things. I think some of it's just a little emotional fatigue. I think some of it is, coming down on this like adrenaline high. It sounds crazy to say it's like an adrenaline high, but you're like, oh my gosh, I have cancer. Now I need to do this and this and this and this, and we got to get this and this and this. And so now we're kind of more in this kind of maintaining, like this is now life, and so there's kind of that like adrenaline, like, okay, this is life now, and now you're kind of in this plane right here. So, had a lot of angst over how was my body going to respond, what were side effects going to look like, how was I going to feel, and so having a couple of weeks to satisfy, to comfort that angst and that and now it's like, okay, now I know what to expect. And so now we go into the second cycle starting Monday, and my expectation is that basically what I've experienced the past 3 weeks will be what I experience moving forward, but now it's an accumulation. So anything that I've experienced is going to maybe be more significant. The fatigue more significant, other things are going to be more significant, but ultimately I think within that same realm, so to speak. And so it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. And I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and keep appreciating your all support. I can't tell you what those meals do. Oh my heavens to Betsy, I can't tell you what those meals do. And the grocery things that you will pick up and the grocery cards, I cannot emphasize, like, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I think of all the people that I just like posted a little like, hey, let me know if you need anything, or, maybe I just had no idea. I had no idea. I just had no idea. I had no idea the difference that a meal could make. I just had no idea. Even though I had kids and when they brought a meal, it was really helpful. It's just different. It's just different. I no idea the difference a meal can make, and even though I've lost people and, meals get brought when you lose people, it's just so, I don't know how to explain it, man. If y'all know somebody going through cancer, take them a meal or send them a grocery gift card, or I don't know. It just makes such a difference. It just makes such a difference. I can't thank you guys enough. So, I lost my train of thought there thinking about you guys. So, I'm going to touch up my hair, but aside from let's see how bad I muffed it up in the back because I haven't checked it yet. Y'all are probably giggling. I have nicked the side out of my scalp. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can get you to see it. Ooh, there's a lot of little red dings there. I don't know if you can see it because of the lighting or if the camera won't pick it up, but woof. There's a whole lot of and a whole lot of razor burn. Oh yeah, those clippers are sharp. So,
yeah, so this is now Power Dew Combo Cancer Dew. And yeah, I had no idea that I would have had that reaction to losing my hair. And I'm exceptionally introspective, and I spend a lot of time thinking about and role-playing things in my head and trying to explore how I might feel if and when that thing occurs. And yeah, this was not a blip on the map. And when I encounter things that I've like emotionally explored and there's nothing there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. It's going to be no big deal when I lose my hair. No big deal. And then when it happens, and the next thing you know, you turn the corner and there's this huge emotional thing there that you had no idea was there. For me, that rattles me because I do spend a lot of time, like I am very introspective. My brain doesn't turn off. I know that that's shocking, but yeah. So if it can do that to me, somebody who doesn't give a rip about my hair, I really sympathize for those other people. You know, when I look in the mirror, what I realize now is when I look in the mirror, I'll still recognize myself, but it's very different when you have hair, even just the 5 o'clock shadow, and when there will be nothing. And I'm fine with that, but it's different. I'm totally fine with it. It's just different. It's different. And I used to shave my head with a razor for my niece, and you couldn't see, like when I was clean shaven, I mean, you couldn't see. A lot of people thought I had cancer. I felt really bad about that all the time. Felt like I was like pretending, and I would have to tell if somebody was like looking at me sympathetically, I'd be like, hey, I don't have cancer. You know, I had people who had cancer and were covering theirs up with their cap, and they would come over to me and say, I wish I had the courage to go bald like you, you know, going through this treatment. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I'm perfectly healthy. You know, and now, like, you know, I'm bald not because it's my Power Dew, or I'm going to be bald not because it's my Power Dew, but because I'm fighting something off, you know. And that's okay, you know what I mean? That's okay. It's okay. I just keep thinking about that other person, you know, that other person who right now, as I'm shaving my head, might be shaving their head, and they're just in complete shambles. You know, gosh, bless that person's heart. So I love you guys. I'm going to clean up the back of this mess and get some lotion on my head because, woo, it's burning. And I'm probably going to share this just because why not? This is me, and I'm a sharer, and it really does help me a lot. It helps me a lot, and I want you all to be a part of this. You know, I don't want you feeling disconnected. I don't want you feeling like you weren't there for me, because you are. You're here for me. Like, it's just no joke. It is. I do not mince words when I say you're here for me. Like, I feel you. I feel your prayers. I feel your thoughts. I feel your positive energy. I feel it. So, you know, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for being here now. I still celebrate and encourage you to do this how is best for you. Some of you guys are just going to be like, peace out, Girl Scout. I bail on cancer. I'll see you on the flip side. And I celebrate that. So, you know, don't at all feel bad about that or anything else. Like, you know, I love you guys. And, all right, gonna clean this up and get the burn to stop. I love you.